Dude, you're sitting in a fucking college. Oh my God. I'm not going to do it again. 19 years old. I'm yelling at a 19-year-old TikToker. Reluctantly agrees that you're a net good.
Definitely a terrible idea for me to speak on this at all. And if I had a publicist, she/gay guy, he would definitely be on their knees right now begging me not to open my big mouth about this one particular issue for once in my life. Just because that's how much of a fucking tinderbox it is, at least based on my assessment. But I do feel like I owe somebody, perhaps you, transparency, honesty, and consistency. And it would not be transparent, it would not be honest, and it would not be consistent of me not to make this point. We do not have the luxury of not platforming Hasan Piker. Okay? We don't have the luxury of ignoring Hasan Piker. We certainly do not have the luxury of castigating or insulting or looking down our noses at Hasan Piker. As hilarious and accurate as it is to call him IRL Brian Griffin. Like, I think that shit's hilarious and apt. But I have gone on here before and said to all—
Bro, there's like, I swear to God, there's a TikTok style of commentary. You know how like there's Reddit speak where people will say Reddit's down the street, buddy. This is the TikTok meta. And it's like, it's even somehow less educated than the fucking than the Reddit meta. Like at least the Reddit meta is they write like all these long effort posts about how I'm a danger to American empire. I'm a danger to America. I hate America. I'm a anti-NATO Atlanticist, and therefore this is an untenable position or whatever, right? But the TikTok one is even dumber than that, where they're like, he's just like, he's a guy who talks condescendingly about politics, so he fucking reminds me of Brian Griffin. That, and also he wears expensive clothes, so he's a fake commie. It's like those are the two prevailing thoughts in TikTok political discourse. Obviously, there's a lot of people on TikTok that are very thoughtful, very good at what they do, but I'm just saying, like, all the prevailing narratives on TikTok politics is literally that. Those two things. What's the Twitter meta? Heiling Hitler. What do you mean? The Twitter meta is just Sig Heiling. Dude cannot take a joke even when the video is defending him. No, I'm just like seeing, oh my God. I just see it so frequently. It's like, all right, yes, I'm fucking Brian Griffin. You go on Reddit, I'm, Osama bin Laden, al-Baghdadi, combined with Yahya Sinwar. You go on TikTok, and it's always like, he's just Brian Griffin. Can I not make analysis about, like, overall platform, like the differences between, like, political expression in different social media platforms? Am I not allowed to do that? Can I do that without some dumb fuck chiming and being like, oh, you can't take a joke? Yes, I'm Brian Griffin, dude. I'm Brian Kill Me.
all the crotchety locals who are like, oh, the Democratic Party TikTok page is unserious. Newsflash, bitch, we live in an unserious country. And the Republicans are not too cute to be unserious on social media, and look where it got them, okay? And the same goes for cringe. And the Kamala Harris 6'7" TikTok account. Is it cringe? Yeah. Is it like coworker humor? Yeah. But newsflash, again, bitch, there are a lot of coworkers in America. Someone's streaming somber, okay?
Jesus. Where the fuck does the Brian Griffin thing come from? You have nothing in common with him. He's a lib. It's literally just guy who talks about politics and is annoying. That's it. And also hypocritical. This is what it is. It's hypocrisy is the number one marker of a person. Like hypocrisy baiting, hypocrisy fishing is the number one marker of a person who doesn't understand ideology, who doesn't have any sort of like real political convictions, and simply wants to apply some kind of criticism. There are instances where people engage in like inherently hypocritical things, incredibly hypocritical actions, right? There are oxymoronic positions, the entire Groyper movement being comprised of like, brown people, even though Groypers are white supremacist neo-Nazis. But in most circumstances, it's just, criticism without synthesis is precisely what it is. That's what I was trying to get to with like TikTok. It's always like, other people said this guy's a hypocrite. So I assume he's a hypocrite, and that's the worst thing you can be. You can be a villain, but as long as you say you're a villain, that's better than someone who I have perceived as a hypocrite. Unironically, that's how we got Trump, right? That's literally the whole Trump phenomena. All these other politicians, they come across as weak. They come across as hypocritical, some of which are, let's be real, as opposed to Donald Trump, who is a horrible monster, but at least he's honest about it. Dude, he just tells it like it is, right? Like that's the prevailing attitude of dumb people. It's the only political expression they have.
And coworkers are a voting bloc, and if your politics is built on an aesthetics of nicheness, you are building a politically toxic brand. Niche is the enemy of majoritarianism. So again, we can't be in the business of saying you are allowed in our tent and you are not. As annoying as Hasan Piker is, I still think his presence in the world is like a net good. Maybe that's crazy.
Dude, what is happening? Like, what? I don't know who these people are, but like, I just don't understand like what this whole, like, guys, we really gotta allow Hasan to be a part of our movement. It's like what is happening? Who are these people? Why? What's up with the 17-page dissertation before being like, yeah, he's a big ass fucking audience, and they're all lifelong Democrat Party voters and activists and advocates that have been actively petitioning and fighting for social justice and labor rights for, the last fucking decade. Like, you could just say that. It's just the truth. You could just say that. You don't have to be like, he's not good. He fucking sucks. I hate him. You're all very correct. He's crazy. He's a monster. He's murdered children. But we got to have him on the fucking coalition. I just don't get it. Like, why? Why do people do this stuff? I don't. She's afraid of your haters. I mean, I don't even think that's the case. I think that there are a lot of people who have no idea what I'm about. Like, no idea whatsoever. Although I'm unbelievably accessible, You do the same qualification prelude when you talk about Israel or Hamas too, to be fair. Buddy, are you making a comparison to an American political commentator trying to explain why militant resistance groups that are state-sponsored terrorist organizations that like why they exist? Are you making a comparison between that explanation and like just saying, hey, this guy who's been around for a long time, who's like, mysteriously always found himself on the fucking right side of these issues that I'm seemingly aligned on? You don't need to give that many qualifiers. Did you just fucking compare me to Hamas, dude? What the fuck is wrong with you? I genuinely, I don't know what it is. At some point, at some point, we got to move past this, right? Like, eventually. Yes, we are, because you hand wave it every time someone says you don't have to do that. No, I'm done with the fucking hand waving. Just be normal about it. Be like, this guy's, it's fine. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I don't understand why there's like so much hand wringing through this process. Like, I'd rather have someone just be like, I fucking hate this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 13 years, man. Someone in the chat said this girl's 19 years old. When I started doing this, she was 6 years old, bro. She was 6 years old when I was doing political commentary, writing articles for the Huffington Post about like America's unholy allegiance with Saudi Arabia, doing genocide in fucking Yemen. What the fuck are we doing? I'm 34 goddamn years old. Starting to get a little old here. It's just like I get fucking annoyed. She probably thinks you're cringe because you're unk. I mean, I hope that's the case. I hope that's the only reason. Anyway, don't go in the comments of this person or like fucking go after this person or anything like that. Okay? I will ban you. But I do get fucking annoyed. It's just like, I'm on your side, but I don't know how much the age matters. You criticize journalists who've been doing this longer than you. It doesn't mean her criticism is right. Yeah, the point is, if the criticism is at odds with the work, then yeah, I have to factor that into consideration.
Maybe people think I'm crazy for saying that, but like, think about who else would be in that position of a Twitch streamer, right? Who's like radicalizing these men into becoming right-wing monsters. Because like, and not to be dramatic, but I honestly think that like Hasan Piker might have saved like an entire generation of white boys from the clutches of white nationalist right-wing extremism, right? Like he's taken what would otherwise be like a crop of, yeah, like extremist black-pilled incels scrawling school shooter manifestos in their parents' basements and salvaged in them like a kernel of humanity that is, yes, extremely annoying, but nevertheless, there's like something redeeming and beautiful about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the performative male thing, right? Like, obviously it's super strange and odd, but it's also beautiful that like men are kowtowing before women. You know what I'm saying? And like recognizing their power. So I'll take like a trust fund baby white boy who thinks he's a Marxist-Leninist.
Dude, you're sitting in a fucking college. Oh my God. I'm not going to do it again. 19 years old. I'm yelling at a 19-year-old TikToker. You're right. These are not criticisms, okay? These are entirely made up, nonsensical lines, oftentimes materialized from reactionary outlets, okay? Just simply adding this into the fucking Christ. I can't stand this like criticism sandwich thing that these people do. Like I don't know what to do. Like what am I supposed to do? Like abide by the hallucinations that people have made up? That I'm a trust fund baby? Like the fuck is this? And that I think I'm a Marxist-Leninist. It's just not. She said you're changing racist minds? Yes. She said one objectively true thing in between like 17 fucking different considerations, packaged with also a bunch of nonsensical bullshit as to why she doesn't like me. I'm a fake Marxist-Leninist trust fund babies or something. Like, and a bunch of annoying white boys or whatever the fuck.
Running around in an ill-fitting beanie and like some secondhand Def Leppard merch, trying to lecture his prospective female romantic partners about how their uteruses work.
Oh my God. This is just a bad experience you had in college. I didn't do this. Okay? This is one of the most annoying aspects of having to do political commentary in the United States of America, where like every experience is defined by what aesthetic value I represent and what kind of emotional damage someone that looks or sounds like me has contributed to the lives of virtually every single person. It's just like that's not real. It's not a real political commentary. That's not a real commentary on anything. That's just not. I hate that. I don't expect this person to know anything about me. I don't expect it. It's just like, but I hate this like hand wringing shit. Like where it's just, and then people in my community are gonna get passionate about it and try to defend me, and it's so fucking cringe. Like, don't do that either, please. There's this prevailing attitude of like it's a newer version of the Bernie bro meta. Israel gives you more respect? No, apparently not, because I'm not even in the top 10 anti-Israel critics, or even in the top 20 American anti-Israel critics. So much commentary on the internet is just like people regurgitating shit that other people have said about other people. It's just like it sucks. Like, make up your own mind. Just watch the stream. I promise you will develop a very different attitude. Okay.
Then these white nationalist worms like posting Agartha edits on 4chan. And so I'll say it again, we do not have the luxury of not platforming Hasan Piker. Like, he has a platform. The question is, will it be used to our benefit? Right? Will it be used as part of our program? Will it be a potential addition to our tent? Or are we going to turn people away? Are we going to turn people away? And if you ask Alyssa Slotkin, the answer is turn them away. Right? As if she has no Balenciaga, she has no Supreme, she has no Twitch followers. She's literally a walking Madame Tussauds wax figurine who looks like she was like designed by a K Street boutique lobbying firm. And no matter how many H&M leather jackets you put on, girl, like, I'm sorry, you still come off like an HR scold. So this is not a question of who's annoying and who's not annoying. I'm sorry, this is the left side of the political spectrum, bitch. We're all annoying. On everybody's soul, all of us are annoying in this bitch, okay? Like, if you don't want to be annoying, this is not the movement for you. This is team annoying. Sorry to and obviously, like, I think we should aspire to be not annoying, but like, if we're getting in the business of like people who are annoying should leave our party, like, we don't have a party anymore. Most of us are annoying. Sorry. I think it's also important to note that Hasan is also not like one of these intransigent reactionaries who just like bashes the Democratic Party all the time and is like only wants to, in ContraPoint's words, always wants to critique power and never wants to build power, or whatever the saying is, right? Like, he's not one of those people. He had a sitting U.S. Congresswoman on his stream like last week, I think, right? Like, he has a vision of the future of politics. It's a vision that involves electoral politics. It's a vision that involves, like, changing the Democratic Party and making it better. And he wants to be involved in that project. Why are we not allowing him to? I don't understand that. Let me put it this way. To all the people who were crowing after the 2024 election about go on Joe Rogan, which I agree with, right?
I'm dying because, like, she also is oh my God. I'm dying because her knowledge of what I do makes her previous criticisms even worse, because it implies that someone who is at least like aware of the shit I've done for the past fucking 13 goddamn years still can get duped by the cultural forces. Everyone wants to be cool, okay? Everyone wants to feel like they belong. So if enough people are just like consistently regurgitating the same bullshit over and over again, right? Even someone who would 100% dial in, 100% agree with most of the things that I believe, most of the things I want to fight for, or even the methods of how I want to fight for it, will still turn around and be like, guys, yeah, he's cringe. He's fucking wearing nice clothes. Like, it's just... It's even more frustrating when it's a person who is like aware. I just happen to click on this and watch this. It's just something that I see so frequently on TikTok is this like reflexive, hey, I know everyone hates this fucking piece of shit. And then like the reasons that they reveal for why is just like nonsense. It's never like an actual position that they disagree with. It's never like he's anti-Israel, I'm pro-Israel, right? It always has to be couched in bullshit. It always has to be couched in bullshit, which ironically enough, my commentary on this will probably be clipped by the very same people that then regurgitate the same process of drama and pump these sorts of threads on Reddit and whichever place where liberals congregate. I just want to know what the disagreements are. Like, just, I am a political commentator. Just tell me what the disagreements are. If it's aesthetics, then why is there a disagreement there? We can have a conversation about that. But if you also recognize that I have the capacity to, decouple young men from the throes of reactionary, far-right, white nationalist, white supremacist ideology, then you understand that like the aesthetics of this kind of works for a certain group. I just wish that's what we focused on. That's the reason why I appreciated Yale as well. Like, there were some significant disagreements with some of the people that spoke, right? A lot of retort, a lot of disagreements, but at least there was a disagreement. It wasn't purely on aesthetics. I want to hear objections. If you want to build like a more robust, more resilient coalition, then just say what the objections are. We can address them. No one ever does that. I hate it. I hate it so much. Usually the objections are either purely aesthetic or purely made up. I saw a clip that was filtered through a totally negative perspective, and I believe you believe this. And then we can even address that. If you ask me a question, if you're like, do you actually believe this? Like one of the most common ones being the whole the pro rape college, right? The fucking insane university that's like destroyed. The insane university that was like, we're not doing Title IX any longer. Like my commentary, my criticism on that. If someone were to be like, hey, are you pro wealthy women being raped? I'd be like, no, that's an insane statement. Next question. And we can fucking move on. That's how normal conversations are supposed to take place. Right? Patrick Henry College, exactly. Or whatever the fuck. Or do you like Vladimir Putin? Do you agree with the invasion of Ukraine? No. Okay. My mistake. And then we move on. Why can't we have a normal conversation about this shit? Why does it have to always be, why does it always have to be like, well, I saw this thing and it's now my position. I've internalized it. My beliefs over your worldview are unchangeable. And now we just have to argue on like my misunderstandings about your worldview. Like, God forbid you have a nuanced perspective on anything, right? I just wish we could have a normal and productive conversation like that on the left, if that's the case. Why do people have to condemn him before you agree with him or something? Yeah, exactly. I don't agree with everything Hasan Piker says, but the gentleman is spot on about this. This guy, by the way, Bill Madden, literally fucking posted like a Nick Fuentes quote the other day. Why do you people have to like condemn him before you agree with him on something? Hasan is a commie grifter. Anyone who thinks he's some sort of political superstar should be studied for a new form of autism. He was on Pod Save America within the last day or so. Cope. It's because I guess it's like there's a army of people who will literally come at you and dox your whole family if you don't do those condemnations ahead of time. Where they'll be like, I'll have you know, here's a list of 750 different quotes that I've compiled in a Google Doc somewhere that is like 99% the exact opposite of the things that he believes. And now you need to be inundated with this blast of fake bullshit. And 95% of the time, the dudes that are doing that would be on board with what they are describing my worldview as. They'll be like, he is a misogynist. It's like, motherfucker, you're a misogynist. If I was a misogynist, you'd be a fan of mine, right? It's always that shit. It's always like he's a misogynist, he's anti-black, he's anti-trans. Like there's this laundry list of dumb nonsense. They're trying to head off the army of shut-ins that Stalk Hasan mentions on Twitter and brigade anyone who speaks neutrally or better about him. I figured they don't have the time or interest to see pretty much every smear against them is a lie or an out-of-context quote. It's a protection against the haters who dive bomb on positive Hasan posts. This applies to boomers. Young people know what's up. I'm convinced that at least a good third of Hasan haters would actually like and agree with him if they watch his stuff fully rather than out of context or edited clips that are fed to them to create outrage. I mean, some people that do this, most people that start the fucking clips out of context, shit like that, they're not on the left, right? But the people that get duped by it sometimes are on the left, and it's like fucking annoying. I don't know. But it's vibes because most of these people don't dig deep or look further into the politics of the people that they're, just dropping a note on. And I don't even expect them to.
Despising Joe Rogan and thinking he's a fucking troglodyte. I agree that his platform is big enough that we do not have the luxury of not going on Joe Rogan. The same should be true of Hasan Piker. And you don't have to agree with him. You don't have to like him. You don't even have to not hate him to understand that that's true. We have to reach people. And by the way, it's a lot of the same people who are saying, well, we can't purity test our politicians, who are saying we got to shut the door on Hasan. Which maybe someone can enlighten me, but if 2 + 2 is 4, you know what I'm saying, right? And in order to retain your credibility about purity testing, you got to not purity test. And it feels a little like people are purity testing, not going to lie. And again, you don't have to like it. In fact, you're not going to like it. That's what coalition building is, okay? It's not just some like needlepoint sign that we hang over the door and we say, oh, we love coalition building, and we all hold hands and like, love each other and dance in a circle. That's not how this shit works. You have to buckle down and do hard work and cooperate with people you don't fuck with a lot of the time in order to get things done in this world. Okay?
I just know that every single time that I do like a media hit or like a longer podcast, and I reach out to like a broader liberal audience, the fucking heats, the hits keep coming, right? It's like Jewish Insider. I do the Vanity Fair Oscars party. Jewish Insider writes like 8 articles right after that because they want to pollute the SEO so that people aren't like, who the fuck's this Hasan guy? And then actually accidentally see, any of my unfiltered commentary. And the DGG brigade does the exact same thing, or it's like Orbiters still does the exact same shit where it's like, I do the Pod Johns, and then boom, right after there's like 7,000 fucking quotes from every single Twitter dipshit, every single Twitter centrist who's like, whose politics have been ritualistically humiliated over and over again by an incompetent fascist piece of shit like Donald Trump twice now. Like their methods of victory is clearly a disaster. So much so that even lifelong blue dog Democrats are like, maybe Bernie was right. Yeah.